Each week, we bring you stories of athletes who inspire us.
Vacaville senior Ethan Birch learned to wrestle before he could walk, and he's grown up to be one of the best wrestlers in California. But as Brian Mueller tells us, after a life-changing car crash, his greatest victory is getting back on the mat.
No matter where you look in the Vacaville wrestling room, reminders of greatness, a halo of history that these Bulldog wrestlers hope to ascend to one day.
It's truly special and important to be part of this program. We've put our hearts and souls on the line, and that's what's most important to me.
Ethan Birch is one of the best wrestlers in the state, ranked 4th in the 145 weight class.
Ethan just has like a drive that's kind of like no one else has it in this room. He kind of holds that real like Vacaville Bulldog mentality in a way.
There are 25,000 kids wrestling, but has only one state champ. There are no divisions. So even to be considered a top 20 or a top 40 guy, I mean, you're the 1%.
Clint would know. The longtime co-head coach at Vacaville has seen Ethan up close for the past 4 years at Sac-Hi, and for all the years before that as well. Clint is also Ethan's father.
I remember when he was in diapers, I was in the front room and we were practicing halves and reversed halves, and you know, pinning dad.
He's always there for me when I need him as a coach and a parent. He always helps me get my stuff ready. He's always making sure I'm ready to go. I'm not stressed out before tournaments.
My message to Ethan was always about being brave. I wanted a son that would toe the line, shake somebody's hand, and wrestle as hard as he could.
Ethan never had any trouble being brave on the mat, but nearly 2 years ago, on a drive home from a wrestling tournament, his bravery was tested like never before.
This car came, and out of nowhere, this big crash hit, probably 3-4 inches behind me, right on that back right passenger side door.
Going north on 99 near Modesto, their car was hit by a drunk driver. Ethan's mother, Kelly, was also in the car, along with teammate Hayden Marino and his mother.
We're just spinning on the freeway. Literally nothing came to my mind until about 5 seconds after we stopped moving, trying to grasp what just happened.
Coming back across that freeway, we could have been clipped by anybody, and it just made me count my blessings essentially and make me happy I wake up in the morning. You know.
It was a bad accident, but luckily no one was seriously hurt. Hayden had a concussion and Ethan felt fine at first, but after an initial doctor's visit, got some bad news on a follow-up appointment.
They explained to me that my C5 vertebrae had been fractured in the car accident, and I would no longer be able to complete my sophomore season. It was very heartbreaking.
Ethan was thankful to be alive, but found himself in an unfamiliar position, on his back.
When I'm sitting there in my bed and I've got that big cast on my neck and I'm sitting there, I can't really see into the future, you know. It was hard to see the improvement that I could have made.
Ethan was unsure if he would ever wrestle again or get back to the same level. The thought of going through the grind again from ground zero was tough to grapple with.
It was not easy. It was a difficult moment for everybody. You're thinking to yourself, well, do I really want to build it up again and have it taken away again, right? There's all those feelings. I mean, it's not an easy thing as an elite athlete. Sometimes you got to ask yourself, I mean, I'm sure in dark moments, you know, is it worth it?
Ethan decided that it was worth it, even through the constant rehab that is still ongoing and the pain he feels in his neck from time to time. It's all worth it, and not just to get on that state podium, but for the new perspective it's given him on the sport he loves.
Every time that I go to practice now and I feel like I don't want to work as hard or I'm not feeling it today, how did I feel when I couldn't do it? How did I feel when I didn't have the option to do it? So I always remember that. It can always be taken away from you.
A lesson that Ethan learned again last year when the pandemic pinned any hope of a state wrestling meet. But Ethan's senior year has been a different story. He committed to wrestle in college at powerhouse St. Cloud State, and his goal to make a state podium is within reach. And no matter how many spots on the wall Ethan occupies when all is said and done, just being on the mat again means Ethan's on top.
That's the best part of my day. It's the best part of my life, really, is when I'm standing there in the corner watching my son in a big match.
There isn't a thing in the world I'd rather be doing than competing. I love the sport and I love doing it, so I'm going to do it as long as I can.
Reporting in Vacaville, Brian Mueller, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Ethan says he's looking forward to wrestling for one of the best programs in the country at St. Cloud State next year, though he says he will need to buy maybe some warmer clothes for those Minnesota winters.
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
But it sounds like Ethan knows exactly what he's doing, so he'll be great.